Kia ora. Welcome. Here we are on the day of the 5th of August 2024, and I realise that I haven't been on for a few days, but that's because I have a new my very first grandchild arrived. So he arrived on the 1st, and he's a delight. So yeah, that's been where I have been. So I've done a lot of writing, but I haven't been on here because just of time and things. And it's that old adage of it never rains, but it pours. So yeah, there's so much going on in my life, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed with myself as to how I'm managing, because I'm not just managing, I'm not just coping, I'm really balanced and thriving, and it feels incredible to be sitting in this space of witnessing the change and feeling the energies and reading the energies, and not just the changes in and around me, but in the people around me, in the community. And then, all of these notes from Gaia. Hello, Debbie, and welcome. Yeah, so he was born on the 1st, and they have called him Noah. So I'm sure you'll hear more about him down the track, but he feels very wise and deep and peaceful. So on the 1st of August, what Gaia and I came to was that, so I'm referencing the 888. So on the 1st of August, Gaia and I wrote, we are calling the 888 the codes of creation. So that's what has come through about the Lion's Gate, that we've got the sort of introductory, if you like, light shower of the codes of creation that started coming in on the 1st, and they will be in a downpour come the 8th. Hello, Fiona. Thank you. Yes, so Gaia was saying that the threading and the pulling, so this is a little bit of information about divine counterparts that came through on the 1st. The threading and the pulling, the connection between twins or divine counterparts is compelling now, is insistent and intruding constantly on the thoughts, heart, and energy field of the divine masculine. They are beginning to have heart breaths. So you'll know we've spoken about those. The idea that it's like they're a reflex of the heart breathing in and out. Hi, Leah, welcome. And the sexual intensity for the divine masculine is building and reminding the masculine and the feminine of this connection, so that the heart breath and sexual intensity is related to both. For the masculine, this is the time where their experiences in their body are hard to ignore, and relates to the information given by Gaia some time ago regarding sexual dissatisfaction, erections that aren't released, and become painful. And the ability to ignore the feelings is more challenging, more difficult, and intruding upon the everyday life of the masculine. Excuse me. And that on this day, this feels lovely. Feel into this. This is on the 1st. Hearts are being held wide open. The energies are able to have a wide, sweeping clearing on the heart. So that was for everybody. And then came the post that many of you may have read about honouring the sacred being. This transcending continues, but gentler today, and a sense of uprising for first wavers. Perhaps we have held a set point or a vortex for others to enter for their transformation and beginning ascension. This has really been the role that first wavers have been playing. As we move closer to the 8-8 portal of the Lion's Gate being fully open, we simultaneously are opening more for the receipt of purification and the release of all and any old patterns, beliefs, and programs and conditions being let go, the receipt of the codes that assist the deeper aspects of that, and this introduction to higher cosmic light codes and frequency. So there's a lot going on, and that has just become more complex, more intensified, and also faster. But all of that is occurring for a DNA upgrade, which will continue to accelerate through these. This, we've experienced the galactic new year, the codes that support our spiritual evolution. They are high in frequency. In fact, they are from the cosmos and beyond the planet, and we're all and everyone and everything will be washed, expanded, and heightened. So we're in sort of overload with all of that. But this is all this preparation for being launched into the next level state of being, which holds a higher frequency, where we come into higher wisdom, higher knowledge, higher codes of higher consciousness, and also a bit of a reminder or reactivation of codes of purpose and of mission, and a reminder of spiritual purpose. So this is really affecting first wavers, and some may have had a reassignation, a new assignment. And also what came through on that day was that we are in the creation of the fated and destined connections. And so that holds very true with these connections of divine counterparts. And all being healed by this new divine cosmic light through the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects of our bodies. This finer tuning, this deeper, this older, and it being shown, this divine cosmic light showing up as being blue threaded with gold. And that light is bringing opportunities for this practice of being in the flow of abundance, this manifestation, the mastery coming in for first wavers, mastery of balancing life. And there's a lot to be said for going slow, being present with what is, because there's so much going on. So it's about, dropping into feeling in joy, being in harmony, and being one moment at a time, in the openness of all that is you and your desires and your dreams coming in with you in your highest alignment. So really it's that word that comes through and has been coming through about us being in the nuance. And yes, Sally, that sums it up. Some great days and some cosmic couch days, exactly, because it's really rolling on in, and it's big and it's surging and it moves things out and then it washes things in, and it's super fast and it's super spread. And hello, kia ora, Starbuck, and hello, Jasmine. Lots coming up to clear. Yes, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. And I want to say, don't get too caught up in the analysis of it. Just be in the inquiry. Is there anything for me to do with this? What does this relate to? And then let it go. There's an opportunity for this quantum leap that we're either amid or entering into. And so I want to say I wrote this little exercise that you might want to do. So if you've got a pen and paper, so I wrote this: who am I? So that's the question, and you can write the answer: I am and list a few things in there, and then state that out loud to yourself. So I am a divine feminine. I am a healer. I am a mother. I am a fairy in the woods. Whatever it is that you connect to. And it might be that you have other things that come in, like I am a failure, I am behind, I am useless. Any of those words that come up, write them down. And then you go through them and you ask yourself, you say it out loud and you ask, is this true? And if you get a no, you strike it out. And what I wrote in here is these are your old beliefs and they no longer hold you unless you keep repeating them. So it's a strange word I want to use. Be generous with what you write. Just let it flow. Let it all be put down on paper and then repeat it. And after each one, so do the positive and the negative, do whatever flows, do that. I want to say for 3 minutes, just write I am a, and then go back in and ask, say it again out loud and ask, is this true? And then write I am, not I am a, just I am. And I want you to write 9 of those, I am. And then you're going to state those out loud, and then you're going to ask, is this true? And then strike out those that are not. And then check in with any of those that are true and that you want to change. So that's what came through as a little exercise. I hope that helps. But what came through about that is this is your work that is left to exit the old. So we're in this window of intensity building to the 8th. It's an opportunity for you to create your intentions for the world. And what came through was intentions in the world related to warm, passionate leadership, heart-centered light, solar power, balancing your light body, what comes in as new and upgraded, and that this is your next level of work. As we turn things around now to be saturating self. So this is from the 4th. Saturating self and planet with this uplifting light that brings exponential change, a quantum shift as collective groups. So this is the slight nuanced change, if you like. Hi, Carla. Hi, Amanda. So the nuance changed is that we are now having this cohesion as collective groups, which is moving things along in a more quantum way. So there's more questions in here. I'm sorry because I intended that I would come in and do each of these separately, but I'm just going to do them now. What still needs to shift for you to step into your personal and empowered self? What needs to shift for you to love yourself more? And where does that sit around your own loving of self. Check in on any aspects of you where you go into power over, those power over energies, and look at how to balance those to be empowered, to be arisen for your inner light, and to come into that, your inner light and your heart-centered joy. So just be, the observer of yourself, where you come into power over rather than just being in your power and emanating your light and allowing things to fall where they fall without you feeling like you have to step in, pick things up, fix things for other people. You just being in this movement, this collective movement, the letting go of the old and the bringing in of the new. And then to ask yourself, what is your biggest desire for yourself and for the world at this time? What do you truly, deeply want? What do you truly, deeply desire for yourself, for others, and for the world? The bigger, loftier dreams and aspirations. Yeah, and then to today. So today was interesting because I was awake very early, and for a long time, the whole sky looked surreal. The clouds looked stacked upon one another. They really looked like a Dali painting, a Salvador Dali painting. They didn't look like real sky for a few hours this morning. It looked like they were stacked. And I was walking around the house early this morning, singing, "We are changing, yes we are." So we are becoming more connected to self, to the many levels of ourself, experiencing our own reality through our own divine conscious expression. So this is us. We're stepping into our own divine conscious expression, which is more and more becoming a fifth dimensional experience. How are you showing up for yourself today? What is your current moment inquiry about anything? Write that down. What is your conscious experience of divinity today? And how would you describe that to yourself? So it's just a little inner inquiry. Also, as you bring your focus to your own body, where does it speak to you? What does it wish to communicate? I really want to encourage you to be in that dialogue with your body, to breathe, to sit, to be still, to engage, to listen to what your body has to say. For me, today, there were these bubbles of excitement arising through my center. It came as an effervescence that it was coming up from my sternum and up to my throat. So that was an interesting energy. And I read this as when I asked, I got shown, it was my ancient DNA coding arising to be expressed in the quantum field. So I'm going to say that again because this applies to you as well. I read this effervescent bubbles rising up from here as my ancient DNA coding arising to be expressed in the quantum field. As upgrades are being integrated now into our fifth dimensional templates, our divine plan, original blueprints at fifth dimensional level, we are in the upgrading of those, in the embodiment of those, in the integration of those. And then this came, you are perfect as you are. This is you having the most extraordinary experience of yourself as soul, as you surrender into trusting all and everything is beginning to have such clarity of who you are. There's this deeper exploration. You're invited to partake of your own beauty, your inner magic, and your inner wisdom, and to spend time sitting with yourself, becoming reacquainted with these parts of you that maybe you haven't been in communication with for some time. Gaia said, enjoy this reacquaintance with yourself as authentic, deep expression of you, as conscious, divine, human in this auspicious moment of collective ascension. Be deeply honouring of self, and in doing this, gently and lovingly, you are demonstrating new ways of being, new ways of holding light, a new frequency and truth for others. And others can then emulate that to bring themselves into balance and with compassion. It's interesting that the imagery that came with that was a small yacht bobbing quickly over a very choppy sea towards the horizon. So that was how I was given some imagery, a visual metaphor of the energies for today. Small yacht bobbing across a choppy ocean, but moving very quickly. So the message focus is that we're speedily moving through what is in the way. You are invited to stay balanced, to stay the course. We're making rapid headway. We're nearly in safe harbour. It's funny that this came. If you thought you would never awaken, or if you thought some would never awaken, yes, that's it. If you thought some would never awaken, this is from Gaia, be prepared to be surprised, because this is all happening very, very quickly. Be giving yourself permission to rest, to be still, and to acknowledge and give gratitude to yourself and to all that is for your highest, for your highest evolution. Soak in the energies of being in and observing nature. Make sure that you utilize the incredible nature, the incredible frequency of nature to help you to integrate, to move things through, to get grounded. Find a big tree, sit up against it, roll around on the grass. It's a bit tricky in New Zealand. It's a bit cool at the moment, but you can lean up against a tree. You can wrap your arms around a tree. This energy, Gaia said, this energy is whipping up behind people like us. This energy is whipping up behind people who are reluctant to move, like a gritty wind from behind, pelting their backs and calves. They are compelled to move. It's very uncomfortable for those who are not listening to their inner callings. And how I was seeing it, what as an image was standing in the desert with a very big wind. So being in the middle of a sandstorm. And then the other thing that I was showing was, imagine standing on a very smooth board and someone tips the board up on a steep angle. So this is the impact on those who aren't listening, who aren't following their inner guidance. Complacency, Gaia says, and this energy will be very challenged. So first wavers. So first wavers may be in recalibration of the higher fifth dimensional organic blueprint template of the body, physically stabilizing, holding space for the rest of humanity, refining, honing higher gifts, possibly feeling very tired, even exhausted, moving in and out of that, but beginning to feel on the up, beginning to feel that the hard yards is starting to be behind you. And for me, I've been in a lot of ear pain today. Second wavers are possibly caught in anger, rage, and audaciousness as truth is dropping in, like with a giant clanging noise, and they are seeing that they've been hoodwinked on one level at least. On another level, well, so on one level they're seeing that they've been hoodwinked, and on another level they're glimpsing and feeling an awareness of possibility. They are also the ones who are rattling the cages, stamping their feet, making a noise, demonstrating uh, their dissatisfaction. But they are also in this idea that something great and magnificent is to come. But they're definitely in that demonstrative anger, rage energy. And third wavers, you'll be pleased to hear, are beginning to glimpse some truth or lies, things that don't add up, witnessing the ridiculousness. So you'll remember, those of you who have been here for a while, that Gaia spoke about how a lot would be shown through the ridiculousness, and you can see that there's more and more of that coming through news broadcasts and bulletins. And it's the third wave it's a bit like this, the equivalent of them stretching their body in the morning. So that's where they are at. And Gaia wanted me to say, remember, this is not a hierarchy. This is a soul contract. You decided before incarnating when you would awaken and how that would be catalyzed and activated. And you made those decisions based on past experiences, based on what it is or what it was that you wanted to bring into this time, and what you wanted to have as an experience on a personal level, and how you wish to infuse your energy, your knowing, your genius into the collective. So in final, as humanity as a whole is in preparation for the great launch and comes into its own oneness, remember to be in the experience of what is occurring in the body. If it is too much, and it is too much, that's on purpose. It's so we cannot logicalize or cognitively understand or make sense of it all, because it's too much. There's too much going on. There's so much happening on all of the levels. We can't make sense of it. And so this is all part of the strategy of how we have to get better at being in the moment, at flowing with what comes. Remember to just love, to be love, to surrender to the flow, to let go of the old, let it all go. And remember the adage of, if you want to explore new shores, you have to let go of the one that you're standing on. So that's what I have for you today. And let's see. Oh, yes, the itch. So I wanted to, I'll tell you what I'll just find it. Hold on. Yeah, so this is a channeled message about the divine masculine. And so it's not necessarily for all, but for some, that they are taking time to be still and to contemplate that what they have done to ignore the messages is to be active, to keep moving, and that this has not solved their soul. So they've been, in the idea of just carrying on being busy. And they have recognized this now. They've been going in circles but not making headway, ignoring their feelings. and the alarms going off about their current situations, and how if they don't move now, they may be stuck. They may be locked into whatever it is that they're doing now. They may be locked into that for life. And what came from that was, it's like the itch that doesn't go away. So that was what Guy gave me about the divine masculine, is that for many of them, this connection with the divine feminine is like the itch that doesn't go away. Yes, I think that's that. It connects into the sounding too, the frequency from the heart, and that is starting to, there's all of these sort of factors coming into these connections. So the sound, the eminence, the emanation of the frequency is being more refined and expanded. People are being moved off their spots, out of their complacency. So here we are, sitting here on the edge of this great change. And so, we're noticing that there's more occurring, aren't we, in the physical world? There's more coming in terms of, people's realization about the whole money situation. Somebody sent me something about an hour ago about the Japanese collapse. I read something a couple of days ago that they had exchanged something. I want to say it was 317 million US dollars. They had exchanged, I don't know how this works, but that they had exchanged it back into their own currency to build up their own, I guess, their own fiscal buoyancy. But obviously that hasn't worked, and so apparently the Japanese economy has officially collapsed. So all of this is going to perhaps feel a little bit of it. We might feel it as a bit of a sting. It's not that we won't be affected by all of this, but what we have to hold on to is that the collapse of the old has to go for the new to come in, and the whole money thing shifts dramatically. It has a big impact on the way that we will interact with one another, the way that we exchange, the way that value is seen and held, the way in which we can not have to do everything through some intermediary, and this idea of swapping and exchanging goods and services coming more back to the way in which we organise our communities, and coming back into community as a part of this new way that many of you will already be doing. But this idea that we're not an island, and that we're becoming more cohesive, we're becoming more connected, and we are learning to operate in newer and higher ways. And it's just this continuing kind of swirling change, and it's exciting and it's a bit scary at the same time, but it is going to be all right. Hello, Douglas. Douglas is saying he's never been so alive. He's never been so alive. Hello, Jen. And Douglas, where he is, he's plunging into the creek. Hi, Billy. Thank you. It's definitely, we're definitely in the quantum, or beginning to be more often in the quantum, beginning to learn how it operates. And so I send you so much love, and just whatever it is that you do, try and do less. Whatever it is that you are involved in, try and create more time for you to rest, to just be. to soak up the sun, to get your hands or your feet in the soil, to be in nature, and to just spend more time just being, just allowing your body to do what it needs to do. It's innate wisdom. Allow that to run the show. All right, much love, everyone. See you again soon.